You guys have less than 2 weeks left to win one of the rarest cars Subaru has ever made. I've got a link for you guys in the top of the description. If you guys want some merch, we've got it for you. We've got some new drops and some new drops coming and some really cool deals coming for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. You got less than 2 weeks left, so make sure you guys go to that link. Go to the top of the description, check out the merch, and enjoy the video. Okay, listen, I contemplated on whether or not I wanted to make this video because it was kind of funny listing my cars on everywhere and then have you guys guessing what was going on. I want to make a video and clarify some things. Not that I need to, but I want to. For those of you who watched me for a long time, I can sit there and talk a mile an hour for 30 years straight. So I had to write down some points so that I could focus and convey my message as clearly as I can. So, welcome to today's video. We're gonna do some breathing exercises together. Now that we feel better, let's get on to it. So I'm gonna start this off by reading an excerpt off of my personal Instagram page that I posted around, not quite a month ago. This all started around when I sold my Mark III Supra. Over the last year, I started really evaluating what I'm doing and why. And so I'll put this on the screen for you guys so you guys can clearly, understand what I'm saying or read along with me. I'm going through a lot of changes and finally finding a place in the car world that I'm happy with. For years, I just accumulated cars for content. Did I love the cars I bought? I'm not exactly sure, but I know I loved the idea of them. I love the idea of them giving me something to do, giving me something to modify, giving me something to film. However, I've recently stepped back and realized that a lot of these cool things I've built are just shelf pieces. They may be cool looking, rare, or have some cool parts on them, but I've missed the point on a lot of my builds. I did a lot just for the sake of content, not necessarily with an end goal in mind. Reflecting on this, the Supra needed to go, and I think a few more cars need to go as well. I'm ready to build cars for a purpose aside from just business and some views. I'd like to be able to take anything I have out to the track and go enjoy them for what they're made for. What does this mean? I'm not sure. I may be selling a lot of my cars at the moment, whether it be to create funds for current projects or to have cash flow or to invest in a newer way to approach new builds. I'm ready to enjoy what I build, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from here. So this was about a month ago that I had posted this, and I've really sort of dwelled on this idea for a long time. I accumulated a lot of these other cars because I just wanted views, I wanted something to do, and because my anxiety was so bad, I didn't want to drive. And I've said it 1,000 times, but you never know what kind of new audiences can watch your videos. So to clarify, I struggled with a really super bad anxiety disorder for years, and it kept me out of the driver's seat. So I basically did everything that I possibly could to avoid driving, but making as much car content as I could. A lot of these cars that I have that you guys love, I obviously love too, because I just like all cars. But something I said on my Instagram is liking cars is an endless cycle. I mean, okay, if you guys play Forza Horizon, you guys just keep one car, or do you get bored and move on? Liking cars is an endless cycle. There will always be something that ends up piquing my interest more than the last thing. Recently, I have gotten back into motorsports because I spent tremendous amounts of money in the past years getting brain scans, and I've realized my brain was incredibly messed up between PTSD and anxiety disorder. I just could not get myself in a driver's seat. But because I've been helped professionally now, if you guys need help, seek help. If you seek, you will find, I promise. If you want to make it happen, it will happen. But now that I'm back into motorsports and enjoying it again, this year I started off drag racing. That was kind of the thing that I was least attached to. So I was like, if I'm gonna get into a driver's seat, let's try drag racing first. That's not true. I guess Hyundai flew me out and I did some HPD stuff. HPD, grip driving, has been always what I've wanted to do, but I had to stop doing it because of my anxiety disorder. But then I was like, okay, let's ease into drag racing. Now that I'm drag racing, let's maybe try some HPD. So I bought the S2000. Got a funny story on that though. I have driven it on a track, and and then I took a break from the middle of August or the beginning of August to about the end of September, and because I needed to kind of reconvene and focus myself a little bit on what I wanted to do. And so with the money that I used from selling the Supra, I bought this 240. and I started drifting again. My intent was to just try, just to see if I actually didn't like it, because I always said I didn't like it before, but it really was because like the experience was so bad for me because of my anxiety, I couldn't enjoy it. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it one more shot. I'm gonna buy this 240. Worst case scenario, 240s are freaking rusty crypto. That's a bad example right now because crypto sucks. But they're investments. So I was like, you know what? Worst case scenario, I buy it, I don't like it, I sell it for probably more than I paid for it. I ended up really liking it, and I actually ended up being a lot better at it than I thought. And so I even ended up investing into a racing sim to practice drifting. And next year, I am going to, because of a lot of amazing people and a lot of amazing sponsors, I'm probably going to try and compete. Just again, for fun, but it gives me something to do. Like I want that personal satisfaction, but I'm getting on a rabbit trail. Like I said, I wouldn't. I've kind of opened up your mind to exactly what's been going through my head. Literally couldn't even talk for a day straight and get all the things out of my brain that I need to get out. I'll go ahead and start, right? I know you guys are gonna be wondering which cars are for sale. At the end of the day, if you got money, anything's for sale. There are definitely cars that would take so much money for me to get rid of that it's unreasonable and they wouldn't be sold, but like, you know, anything's for sale. Also, I really want to go play Warzone. It just came out today, because I'm filming today. And I've been working, okay? Been responsible. Here we go. I did write down to mention in the video that I've been dwelling on this for a while, so that you guys know this is not just impulsive and me being like, whatever. The first main point is, since I've started driving again, I have found the value in being able to take my car wherever and whenever. That's a huge thing for me. There's a lot of cars in here that for various reasons, I don't, can't, or won't drive whenever and wherever. Let's take my AMG for example. It's amazing. But, you know, when you spend $50,000 something on making it an insane wide body, or I don't even know, probably spent more than that. It makes a lot of horsepower, it's really cool, but it's got custom carbon work, and it's like, well, you drive it anywhere but around town and really smooth highways, you're going into debt. And if you crash it, insurance isn't gonna pay for anything. So it's like, it's not really like, I don't know, it's more of a thing that I want to stay inside. It's really cool looking, but it's like, why take it anywhere? I don't wanna destroy it. Or like, I have got cars that are so rare that's like, if anything happened to them, it would break away a piece of me inside. So like my Evo 3, I would love to drive an Evo at the track, but my Evo 3, no shot am I gonna drive that car on a track. I would much rather get an Evo 4, 5, or 6, where they are considerably less rare, and use those as more of a track car, not this thing where there's only 300 something in existence, maybe even less now because people wreck them. My next point, to kind of follow along with that, I've realized, especially with driving a lot now, you cannot bring something to a track that you aren't willing to destroy. A lot of people have asked that I bring my AMG to the track. But you guys gotta realize, like, I poured a lot of time and money and effort, and a lot of other people did, into that car. And like, I'm not Whistler Diesel. I don't like to just destroy things for no reason. And it's not like I have a sentimental attachment to it. Plus, not to mention, like, between cost of brakes, tires, and any other damage that could happen on a track on that AMG, I could buy like 7 Miatas for what one track day might cost me. And I think of everything like a business as well, so I want you guys to understand that too. From a business perspective, it makes no sense to take that car out to the track. If I had a Porsche, like a GT3 or something, I'd do it. Not that car, it's not gonna happen. It won't, at least when I own it. So, can't bring something to the track you're not willing to destroy. I've thought this through in my head. I do be imagining scenarios. A lot of people might say like, oh, you're R33. Well, you've made it to where it's a show car, right? Well, you could change it. You could put different suspension on it and make it not a show car now, but I don't wanna do that. Because at the end of the day, I still wouldn't want to destroy that car. Like, I spent so much time, money, effort on that R33 that I don't really want to do anything with it anymore. And I would much rather sell it as it is to someone who's going to enjoy the car for what it's worth and how it sits right now. The car has like 30,000 miles on it. So like, it's like one of the most mint. Not only is it a full GTR front end conversion, and it's got a lip on it that's worth more than most people's Miatas. It's got like 30,000 miles, something like that. Maybe 35, 40,000. It's low, very low mileage, and a fully built, it's gonna be worth something to someone more than what it's worth to me. And I don't care to take it to shows. I don't go to shows. I have plenty of cars that could be in SEMA, but I hate going to SEMA. It's exhausting, and it's a really expensive trip for really not much content or nothing at all. And I would rather use that money to invest in something else that I can have fun with. Plus, it switches up content, gives me something to do, gives you something to watch. I've really enjoyed getting back into the driver's seat. Because of that, it's changed my perspective insanely of owning cars, the purpose behind buying them, the purpose behind building them, and even reconsidering why I own what I own. I'll give you guys examples of cars that I have no real desire for selling at the moment. My Supra. Not only, I can't really attach myself sentimentally to any car these days because like it's my job and I have, but Supras were always my dream car. I do love them, but that's not why. I'm pretty invested into this. I'm about to take the engine out. I'm not gonna give away too much. You guys are gonna have to watch. But I want to turn this thing into more of a drag car. I've enjoyed drag racing. I've done Honda stuff, but I want some rear wheel drive fasties. It might take a while to get to that point, but I'm willing to commit to that. And that's also kind of why I want to sell some other cars. It gives me funds to do what I want with these cars that I actually have a purpose for. My all-wheel drive Civic, I am so deep into that car right now. It's costing me like 15 to 20 grand to have this car still just be a paperweight. I have some news for you guys. Again, you guys are gonna have to subscribe and continue watching my videos if you want any more of the juicy details here, but that car is about to go through a big change as well. My other Honda that's not here right now, we won't talk about that car because you guys don't know anything about what's been happening to that car for the last 6 months. My Evo 8. Sentimentally, one of the coolest cars I own because it was an actual legitimate barn find, but it's got a 2.2 stroker capable of like 1200 horsepower. It's got a huge turbo, and I'm currently actually working on the car. I finally found somebody to make me an exhaust manifold. I've been gypped on that car like multiple times, and so I'll give you guys an update on that pretty soon. It's got my favorite body kit on it. It's got a custom paint job on it. Lots of money from sponsors has been poured into that car and from my own pockets as well. And so I just don't want to get rid of it. The Z, not sure, but I want to get it running again, and I might compete in it this year. I might use it for a faster car to do some competition drifting in. But the 240, I don't really have any attachment to it, but the car hasn't blown up on me yet, and I've enjoyed driving the crap out of it. I don't care to sell it, but if somebody wants to buy it from me, you're gonna have to fork out some cash. The STI, that's a car that I won't sell because like, I got it back. Unless somebody, again, pays me stupid money, which is unreasonable. So, and the S2000. I won't sell that car because this car, for one, is like, it has so many memories for me. My best friend built this car, and it's gonna stay between me or him. I'd only ever sell it back to him. But I want to compete in some time attack stuff. So I've already done a bunch of stuff to this car, but I'm gonna build it the way I want to, and I'm gonna use that as my track car. Can't sell Victoria's Mustang. I have a story for whatever. I might make a video on that soon, guys, but obviously, I have a huge list of things. Jaren's car, I won't sell that because that's our car. You know, I bought that car for us. I don't ever drive it. I'm harboring the car here, but like, that is the car that she and I built before she went off to college. And so like, I will not sell that car. She's not allowed to sell that car. It's my car, it's her car, it's our car, it's staying here. My IS300, I don't know, might drift it. It's about to be done with paint, whatever. The STI that we're giving away. You know, it's a cool car. It's rare. I was never gonna drive it. So I was like, you know what? I want one of you guys to win the car. One of Subaru's least produced cars ever. Could have probably posted it on Bring a Trailer or something, but I'm like, you know what? Let's get rid of it. So let's sell some merch. Let's get you guys in our insanely comfortable clothes. So it's an excuse for us to, you know, make some clothes. So giving away that car. Don't really need it. Don't want it. I thought I did, but I was tired of these cars that just gave me something to do with no end result in mind. Like the Supra, I know a lot of people were upset about that, but best case scenario, that car was gonna have an unbuilt 2JZ with a huge turbo with no other supporting mods. A lot of these cars I purchased for two reasons. One, because I was investing and I knew that the prices would rise. That's the reason why I have an R34 in Japan right now. Like, I'll probably sell that car when it gets over here. Sorry. Maybe not, who knows? Maybe I'll drift it, whatever. I know the bubble won't pop. Sorry, guys, it's not gonna happen. My perspective has changed significantly. On top of all this, guys, if there's anything I've learned, everyone loves watching the process and then no one cares when it's done until it's time to get rid of it. You know, people be like, oh, I loved that car. Well, why didn't you watch the videos on it? And this is me talking from a business perspective. You might think this is like whining and complaining, but it's not. It's hard to say what I'm about to say right now, so don't take it the wrong way. But I have to, if I'm gonna make this life feasible, I have to view views as numbers. Well, obviously they're numbers, but like as dollar sign numbers. If a car is not getting views because I'm finished with it, then what's the point in owning it? But then that goes back to me enjoying it personally. You know, if I'm enjoying, I have to find my route in cars again if I'm gonna do my best here, sweetie. And I have found what I enjoy again. And I'm not saying I'm gonna do good, and I'm not saying I'm great. But I've enjoyed driving, and I think competing, given that I have a bunch of sponsors backing me, I think that I at least have a shot. And if I train myself and if I dedicate myself to it, I think I can do an okay job. Or at least just have a good time doing it. I had more points to make, but I feel like I've talked enough on this, and you know, I'll leave you guys guessing a little bit more. You guys can assume what you want, but I think ultimately the cars that I am 100% going to list for sale, the moment you guys have all been waiting for, is my Mercedes, my AMG, my Evo 3, and my R33. These are all cars that there's because of their rarity or because of the amount of time, money, and effort I've put into them, I don't want them. I don't want to drive them, I should say. I would rather use the money that I get from these 3 cars or more and build cars, put time, money, and effort into cars that I do want to drive, that I can't drive enough. Like, I want to hop in my 240 right now and go to a track day. I wish I could, but there's not one until this weekend. So I want to get into motorsports. I need a bigger trailer. Doing this whole switch up could help me a lot in getting where I've always wanted to be. That is, I really thought that was gonna come back and hit my face. Again, I didn't know if I wanted to make this video or not, because it's been really fun watching you guys guess. Like, is he going broke? Yes, that's why I'm streaming now. Guys, in life, you have to do no matter what it takes to focus on yourself and better yourself, and sometimes you have to take risks in order for yourself to live a more productive and happy life. I'm not saying cars are ever going to make you happy. What you do with them can give you dopamine hits and it can be fun, but like, I wasn't experiencing self-fulfillment as I was doing all these builds. For you guys, I want you guys to know that you might have to take a dangerous or scary step to better yourself and to really get back on track with who you are or who you want to be. That's my advice for you guys today, and I, rewind that, listen to it again. I think I said that pretty well just now. For me, I needed to take a step back and I evaluated what I was doing, and I realized that what I was doing was not what I wanted to be doing. Even though I'm almost at 1 million subscribers, and like a year ago, I was having the best views of my life. I was up there, I was thriving, I was not happy, and I was not enjoying what I was doing. Also, go to the link I've got for in the top of the description, okay? Win that STI that I'm giving away, boys and girls. We've got some insanely comfortable merchandise. Ask the people that have bought it. It's insanely comfy, and every dollar you spend, like, you could buy a sticker, which even our stickers are high quality. You want crappy merch? Go elsewhere. You want some good stuff and you want to win a cool car? Go to 53supply.com right now. It's in the top of the description. You guys can check it out. I love you all. Thank you guys. If you're new to the channel or if you haven't watched in a while, make sure you turn that subscribe button on or back on and hit the notification button, because that do be helping. Love you guys, and I'm really excited. I'm honestly excited to see what the future holds. Peace, guys. Have an amazing one. Hey! Don't go. Make sure you watch those 2 videos. I got 2 videos right in front of your face that you guys can see. I'm doing the Shanks squat right now. It's pretty fire. But I got 2 videos. You guys can see that. Watch those videos. Helps me a bunch. Make sure you hit subscribe. Go to 53. Bye.